Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, Warrior of Love. How to raise your standards in a relationship and walk away from Mr. Wrong, but not necessarily you have to walk away from Mr. Wrong. It is raising your relationships. I'm gonna talk about the points that we are gonna be talking today. Of course, we're gonna do the meditation to center, and then you will learn the importance of setting the boundaries. You will learn the power of the word no, and how do you treat yourself. We're gonna do also at the end a guided meditation to unify your heart and your brain, and why this is important. I will talk about that too, and to ask for amplification of your third eye for your put more attention in your gut. Basically, you're gonna be believing more in yourself. For the next time you encounter yourself in any situation that you actually are needing, you're seeing the red flags, you don't follow for them again. I'm gonna give you a bonus. It is a mini ritual to attract your soulmate at the same time. At the end, I'm gonna be talking about my class that I'm gonna be teaching from my system Path of the Heart, that is divided in 3 levels. In the first level, I'm gonna be talking about what we talk in this class, but way more profoundly, and it's for 12 weeks. And I'm gonna give more explanation about that, and what is the second level and the third level. What is a boundary? First of all, the boundary in even the word in Spanish, I don't think is that profound, because it means just limitantes. But boundary is actually way more profound in English than in Spanish in that way. That's why it is hard to get the translation correct from this word, because it is not the full meaning in Spanish. Yes, be careful with that one. Because you're teaching basically the people, how do you want to be treated? We were part of the programs, because everything is about the programs and our beliefs. Part of the same programs, they teach us that we cannot, that were boundaries. Yes, in Spanish is limitantes, but it is way more profound than limits. It is actually where you're putting not barriers, because boundaries, they can be very, very healthy, or they can be very close in your heart when you're not letting anyone in. So that's why we're gonna talk about how we can manage those. So it can be a healthy boundary that it is important to put to everyone. And you're telling people how you wanted to be treated. No one, in reality, to this moment, they completely trust themselves and they become mind readers. It is just a few people that can do a mind reading, and they can read the person and understand without even words. But the majority of the human beings, they don't do that. So you have to tell them, okay, you can't come to my house at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk or beating me. You actually have to tell them, you're my friend, husband, son, whatever. You can come at this time. Why? Because this is not respecting me. Setting boundaries, it is part of knowing who you are. This is important. To set boundaries, you need to know who you are. What do you want? To value yourself, or else you're not gonna put boundaries, and you're gonna be afraid to tell your husband, hey, you can come in the house drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning and beating me, because you're not believing in yourself or your self-value. But it's important, because it's very important that we learn to know who we are, our value, and to respect and honor ourselves. We talk about the boundaries. We're teaching the people what we want, how we want to be treated. I put an example in when I was doing my content announcing this class, that I remember when my husband, all my ex-husbands tell me, oh, it is right that you don't like flowers and chocolates and those things that girlie wants, right? And like, oh no, of course. Why? Because I was afraid that I was going to be rejected. I was afraid that I was not going to be loved. And of course, I don't know. I don't want those things. I don't want chocolates and fancy dinners. How? No, of course, I'm not into that. Of course, I was. Any person it is. We want to be treated like a princess, like a queen, you know. We all want the same thing. But we're lying because we're not honoring ourselves. One, we're lying to the other person, putting an image that is not real. And at the same time, we're lying to ourselves. Oh, those things are not important. But after being in a long marriage, you're going to say, oh, you know what? I really want those chocolates. It's Valentine's Day, or it's Mother's Day, or it's my birthday. And I want those chocolates. And I do want to go and have dinner. And even if you have to work a few hours more before, I do want that dinner. I don't care if it's in McDonald's, but I want at least some candles with hamburgers on McDonald's or something, you know, or cut a flower from the neighbor if we don't have flowers and bring me that flower, because the detail is what is important, even if we don't have money right now, you know. It doesn't matter if it's a stone that you find in the street walking, but I thought on you, here's the stone. Those little details in reality we really want if you're honest with yourself. So we're not teaching how, and it's our fault that when we tell them, oh, we don't want that. In reality, it's our fault. The people are treating us how we teach them how they were going to treat us. So we can later on come into the game and say, oh no, I want all this. And they tell me, yes, but we've been married 5 years or 10 years or 2 years. It doesn't matter. And you never wanted that before. And not why you want it. Because you saw it in a romantic movie, or because you saw it in opera, or because you saw it in a book, and that's why now you want it. In reality, yes, we do want it. But we need to be honest and stop playing the games, because at the beginning when we start going out with someone, we play the game because we want to be accepted and we want to be loved. That's normal in all human beings. It doesn't matter. It is even the narcissist. They want to be loved and they want to be heard also at the same time as everyone else. Even it's in a very selfish way, but they still want the same thing as we do. So if we start playing the games of the ego, that lying and being dishonest, yes, what is going to happen, we're going to play that game, and after the romance time, after the first 3 6 months, usually doesn't last a year, everything is going to come down. Why? Because you did not tell them what you like, and probably you were lying to yourself, no, not much to even to the other person, because you thought that you were not important. And later on in the relationship, and that's when it's like, oh, they're not valuing me enough, they're not they're not treating me right. But that's the way do you actually tell them how you want it to be treated. So if you want your next relationship to be different, or even in the relationship you are in now to be different, you need to tell them what you really want. Or else we can complain they're not treating you right when you did not teach them. So that's part of the boundaries. That's why it's so important to tell them since the beginning how we want to be treated. And of course, this applies for friends, this applies for family, and in the family they always have treated us the same way. And you say, oh, but I'm afraid to tell them you can't use my time. Why? Because I have to work, or I have to make my nails, or whatever you want to do. And it is fine that you can tell them, I don't have time, and you can say no without feeling the guilt and the shame. Because you tell your mother, hey, I don't have time to do this. Why? Because first it is I have to self-care. Because if you don't self-care, what is going to happen then later on, you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have depression, you're going to have all these issues because you did not set your boundaries with your family. And then you're not going to be at service to them or to anyone. You need to actually set your boundaries and say, when you want to say no, say no. And don't feel guilty for saying no. Many people have the issue that they don't know how to say no because they feel guilty. But I'm going to ask you this question to yourself. When you say no and you feel guilty, is why? Ask yourself why you feel guilty. Because it's an old program that you can't say no. Because when you were a little kid, every time you say, I want, you have to wash the dishes, and you've been washing the dishes all week, and you have to do homework, and you have to do some errands, and you have to do a lot of stuff, and you have to wash the dishes at the same time. And you can say, I don't have time. But you couldn't say no because or else your mother was going to get mad, or your dad, or your siblings were going to get mad. So that's why in that moment you learn how to say no, because you were going to be rejected and you were going to be jailed or you're going to get punished when you were little. But you grow and you don't know how to say no when you're an adult to another adult, or even your kids. Another issue that I see with the boundaries is if you're having young kids. I know right now, the ones were right now in this class in today, you don't have young kids, but other people are going to be seeing this video that have young kids. And how you're going to tell your kids that you're going to do something and you don't do it, then later on they're not going to listen to you. You need to learn how to set boundaries. If you say you're going to buy them ice cream, buy the ice cream. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't do your homework or you don't go to sleep, I'm gonna get mad because this is the time for me. You are important, and I can't get tired of telling you this, because the main issue that the all human beings we have, because sometimes I go with the same thing, it is forgetting how important we are. We can't love someone else and say, oh, I love you so much, but at the same time we're not loving ourselves. If you need someone to be with you, that is not love. True love, in reality, it is unconditional love. It is when you love someone without asking anything in return, because you're not needing that person. If you need someone, that is very different than love. Let's say it with, if you have a pet, a cat or a dog, or a baby when recently are born and they put in your arms, you love them because you love them. You're not asking, oh, I love them, but they have to have a nicer eyes, or I wish the baby be already a 3-year-old, and that's when I'm gonna love them. You love them in that moment. You love that cat or that dog just because they love you, not because it's a short dog or it's a big dog or it's a little cat, and when they grow older you don't love them. You just love them. You're not trying to change them. You just love them. That is the real meaning of unconditional love. If your love is conditioned, it is not love. But that applies for you. You can say, I love myself if I lose weight, if I become younger, if I paint my hair, if I have less wrinkles, if I become stronger, if I meditate every day, if whatever. You need to learn how to love yourself in this moment, in the here and now, and accept exactly who you are, because that is very important in your process of transformation. And your life, I promise, it will shift. I have way more energy right now at my 50s than when I was in my 38, 39. Because in that time I did not accept myself, and I did not knew what it was love. In that time I did not accept my height. I did not accept my weight. Didn't even was thinner then than now. And now when I see myself in the mirror, I really like the woman that I became. If you ask me what I would change in the past, I probably minimize the pain, but I would not leave the experience out, because I would not be the person that I am now if I have not lived all the experience that I live from, even from pain in the past. We learn not from our successes, guys. I say that in one of the classes, and I repeat that because this is important to actually understand this, because this is going to make your life easier. We learn from our mistakes, from the pain. That's how we learn, and that's the majority of the human beings how we learn. Except the very, very, very smart ones, that I was not one of them, and they learn from the mistake of others. Those are very wise people and very old souls that I don't think I am one of them. I like to experiment by myself. That's how I learn myself. Okay, I haven't not talked in this class about the chakras that are very important, and they regulate all our system. When you are loving yourself and you're putting your limitations, it is reflected in the third chakra, the plexus solar, that is in the mouth or your stomach. Let's put it like that. That's where it is, under your heart. And that's in that part is where all your willpower is. And that is a yellow color. So start meditating in that yellow color and send your awareness to that point where is your plexus solar, because that is going to be actually making you stronger to learn how to say no, or learning how to say yes without any guilt. If you're having problems to say no and set your boundaries, probably it is very probably that your plexus solar is actually weak, or is not functioning properly like it should, because or else it will be very easy to say no without any regards. Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And if you have been feeling stuck where you are right now, or if you have felt that you cannot connect with others in the same language or the same emotions that you're feeling, if you're a coach, a healer, energy worker, in any of those branches, maybe this is for you, because we have felt the disconnection for the rest of our family, friends, that we cannot connect to them, and we're so afraid to actually go deep dive when we're getting triggered by our own clients, because we're seeing our mirror image with them. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and that's my spiritual name. And I take clients from feeling confused and feeling stuck to feeling free, to feeling that they feel empowered from themselves. I created a system, Path to the Heart, that goes in 3 levels. And the first level, it is healing the inner child, healing the parts of us that we've been so afraid, or it's very painful to do it. I have done it myself, not only with me, and I have done it with many, many of my clients, that I take them to this process. The second level, it is to go more into inner self, clearing the family lineage, to breaking the contracts and vows, learning deeper more about the laws of the universe. And the third level, it is learning how to channel, how to do waking up your and getting online your gifts, your unique gifts that the world so much needs right now. So if you wanted to know more about this, I am eager to show you and to teach you all what I know that I use every day in my life. So thank you for being here in this page. I really appreciate it. And this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And we're gonna do an exercise for this chakra right now. It makes you react. We're gonna do a mini meditation, and that will help us to center. and at the same time we're going to do a little meditation to activate this chakra and clear it and clean it. So like that we learn how to say no. Okay, and let's close our eyes. Take a big breath and take it to your stomach. And let it out slowly. Let's take another big breath and take it to your stomach. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Let's take another big breath and take it to your stomach. And let it out slowly. Let's take another big breath and take it to your heart. Hold it. And let it out slowly. Again, let's take another big breath and take it to your heart. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Now you're going to take it to your head. Let it out slowly. One more time, we're going to take it to the head. Let it out slowly. Now this time we're going to send our awareness to our plexus solar, our third chakra. That is where it starts our stomach, under our heart, and is the yellow color. And you're going to imagine a vortex that starts rotating and rotating and rotating and becomes like a flower. And you can see that flower that start rotating and rotating and rotating. And we request in this moment to all our guidance to be present here now. Our higher selves and our divine parts of our souls to be present in this moment, in the here and now. We request that this chakra be clear and clean and activated in this moment, here and now, where we're calling all ourselves, all our energy that we have given to others to come back to us in this moment, here and now, in all the levels, in all the timelines, all the dimensions, to come back in this moment, in the here and now, in the here and now, and observe how it rotates and rotates and rotates faster and faster and faster, clearing and cleaning and activating in this moment. Now we're going to bring ourselves back to our body, in the present, in the here and now, and you can open your eyes whenever you are ready. And wherever you are, I would recommend you to do these affirmations in this moment and repeat after me. I am powerful. I am sovereign. Sovereign. Sorry for my English. I bring back all my energy to my body in this moment, here and now. I am independent. I am owner of my body and soul. So I decide. I am the only person that decide over me. It is important that we start learning how to bring back our power back, because we're going to be in different situations. You can go to a restaurant or a reunion with friends, and sometimes you feel your energy just drop in this moment because everybody's requesting too much energy of you. It can be your husband, it can be a friend, it can be family. Right now we're going to have Thanksgiving in the United States, and there is a lot of family issues and a lot of drama that comes in the families. And we feel more drained in those days than usual, because remember, people are going to click our triggers, because that's what people know. More family, they know how to click our triggers. And when they click our triggers, in a way they're draining our power because we let them. It is not their fault. We never teach them how to treat us. We never teach them how to we never set boundaries with our family, at least not healthy boundaries. A healthy boundary, it will be, when you yell at me, you make me, when you tell your family, or your husband or your friend or your boyfriend, whatever you have, and you tell them, when every time you yell at me, it make me feel very uncomfortable, or it make me feel so and so, whatever it is. So I will ask you not to do that up to me again. And let's say they do it again and they yell at you again and again. You're gonna repeat the same thing, and the third time you can walk away. Why? Because it's like little kids that we need to teach them how they treat us. The narcissist people, they don't like this. They don't understand setting, what is boundaries. For them, it's very, very hard to understand how, even if you eat them, or what do you do with them, the boundaries, because they really do not have the understanding what is a boundary. So what you need to be is not fall for the drama, not follow for whatever they are asking you. It is better to walk away, because that fight, you're not gonna win it. Not from a narcissist ever. They have to argue and they have to say the last word. And if you stay present in that moment, what is gonna happen? It is gonna continue repeating and repeating, because they have to win their the control, and they're not gonna respect your boundary. So you need to learn how to be strict in your boundaries. And if you're not honoring yourself, don't expect others to honor yourself. You have to actually, when you're teaching to people to put boundaries, you need to honor and respect yourself, or else don't complain why this is happening to you, because you create it, because you permit it. You give permission to treat you like they're treating you. No one is, except for you. And that part, you are completely responsible. Not because it is a very aggressive person and he's yelling at me all the time and I'm walking in eggshells and this and that. Yes, that's who they are, and we can't change them. You can be strict how you want to be treated, and if they're not giving you that, walk away. I'm not saying to leave them forever. If you want, go ahead. But walk away from that moment, because if you want to engage into the drama of a narcissist or a person that is not treating you with respecting your boundaries, you're not going to win. They're just going to drain your energy. You're going to feel irritated. Those are triggers. And right now that we're going to be starting Thanksgiving in in the United States, because in Canada I believe they already have them. United States where we're about to have them. Families are very draining because of this, because no one turns to respect anyone. So we need to set the boundaries, and it doesn't matter if someone doesn't like it. Remember, if they judge you, it is not what they're judging, is not you. They're judging themselves, because they can control you. They can tell you what to do. We're adults here. We're not 5-year-olds that you need to be controlled by your mom when you do your tantrums. We're all adults, women. So if you don't do something for yourself, and loving and respecting and honoring yourself, how you're gonna complain about others? You can't clean the house of the neighbor and complain about your house is dirty. If you want your house clean, you clean it. Instead of complaining why your house is dirty but the house of the neighbor is clean. First, you always start from yourself. You can't complain if someone, well, you can if you want to, but it's going with a victimhood. And if you're being you being the victim, you're powerless. And that power, you're giving it to someone else. So they're controlling you and dominating you. When women tell me, oh, no one tell me what to do, I'm very strong and I'm controlling and so forth, but my husband do not let me do this, but my mom did not let me do that. Oh, but what is the people are going to think about me? Then controlling you. All of them are controlling you because you're giving the permission. So you really want to be independent and strong and free. This is how the game is played. You first start loving yourself, honoring, and set those boundaries, and don't give permission to anyone to tell you what to do or taking your energy away. In my third level, I do teach how you can change room energy completely from everyone, but that's way more advanced too. It's not for this class. So remember, you deserve to be treated like a gold piece or a diamond, whatever is the more precious thing for you. Remember that you deserve to live in abundance. And if you're not setting your boundaries, you're not attracting the abundance of the same universe that want to give it to you, because you don't think you deserve that. So you're not going to attract that at the same time. You're living the reality that you have created. And you're going to be as honored and loved and accepted as much as you give it to yourself, because that's where everything starts. When we work with our throat chakra, in that chakra, it helps us to learn how to say the things in the best way and to actually speak and say no. And that is a light blue. And the same exercise that we did with the chakra of the plexus solar chakra, you do it with your neck. But instead of being yellow, it's going to be light blue. Okay. To establish to establish which of the violations of this of the limitations or the boundaries, observe how you are treated by others. If the other ones are treating you with no respect at all, it's because you haven't set up boundaries. So that's how you know if you really know how to put boundaries. If your kids, your husband, your mates, your friends are not respecting you, it's because you haven't learned how to set boundaries. And it is fine if you don't know. The majority, we were treated since we're little kids that we should not have boundaries. And that is normal. We're learning how to be different. We're shifting our reality in this moment. And it is fine. Don't judge yourself because you didn't know before. But now you do. Now you can change that. Now you have that power back. So always ask yourself how you want to be treated around other people. How do you want to other people treat you? Ask those questions. How much you're going to allow other ones to cross that limitation, that limit that you're putting them. How late they can come to your house at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk, at 10 o'clock at night drunk, or just don't come after 8 o'clock and no drunk. You're the one that choose how you want to be treated. Personally, I prefer no one to come in my house drunk at any time. We can get tipsy together, but don't arrive drunk. That's how I like it. But that's my limitation. And preferably not every day, because I prefer coffee. That's who I am, and that's how I accept myself. I prefer always coffee, but I don't have nothing against a wine or a beer, whatever, but that's me. How it works for me doesn't necessarily have to work for you. So remember, when you learn how do you want to be treated by others, you're learning also something about yourself. So that's why that exercise that I leave you, it is important, because you're learning who you are. What do you like? What do you want to become? What do I need? Because that's an important one. Like today, I went with my daughter and I told her, she's a teenager, 14 years old, and I tell her, you know what, Sophie? I want hugs. She goes all the time when she needs love. I have taught her since they were very little, like, don't make me a tantrum because you want my attention. Come and tell me, Mom, I want your attention. Okay, and I give you my attention. But if you make drama, I'm going to ignore you. Completely ignore you. But I work the same way. I was needing attention, and I was needing that she hug me and tell me that she cared for me and loved me. And I went, instead of yelling at her and going to that drama, I just went directly and tell her, Sophie, please come and hug me and tell me you love me and that I'm important to you. Why? Because I need in this moment to hear that. People bring the attention of others in a negative way, like the little kid. When the little kid wants the attention of their parents, are going to make their big tantrum. Why? Because they learn since very young that making the tantrum and yelling and crying, I want that toy, etc., that's how they're going to have the attention of the parents. Even if it's yelling at them or spanking them or whatever, they're going to get the attention of the parent. They usually ignore them. But how about if you teach them since they were little? Okay, you want my attention, my love, my hug, my full listening to you? Ask me, and I give it to you. Or wait for me 10 minutes until I finish this, and then I'm gonna be gonna be putting full attention to you in this moment. So like that, you have less tantrums in your house. But the same applies for the husband. The same applies for your siblings or your friends. So talk, say it, say what you need when you need it. I do it always works. I have my doses of feeling important for my kids. I ask them directly, I need this. Like, they can come to me at any time. Sometimes I'm writing, I'm very focused on writing or painting, and Mom, I need your attention. Okay, I will drop whatever I'm doing and I give them the attention, because I want the same thing. I can't ask someone to do something for me that I'm not willing to do for them, because or else that goes with a narcissist. It's only about me. No, and you want to be respectful and mindful of the other people, is when they need also your attention and your love and to be listened, whatever. You have to do that also for them. Treat others how you want to be treated yourself. Always remember that. Be mindful. So if you're not treating yourself with respect, with that love, how you expect others to do that. When you come to the mirror, that's why I say it the first day, say it the second day, and this is the third day. Go and do that exercise of the mirror. That would transform you. And yes, I'm not gonna deny it. At the beginning, when you haven't done it in a long time, and you go in front of the mirror and you look at your eyes in the mirror and you say, I love you. It might be hard, you might cry, but continue saying it. I am important. I deserve to be listened. I deserve to be loved. Say those things to yourself, looking into your eyes in the mirror. And this exercise is going to become easier and easier. And then when you're going to see yourself in the mirror, you say, oh, today you look pretty. What other people think you look pretty or not, that's not your issue. Remember, guys, that's their issue. That's how they see themselves. It's how you see yourself. That's what is important. My ex-husband used to tell me that he didn't want me with makeup and so and so, and he was against makeup, women with makeup. But that was his issue, his own trauma that he had from his mother. If I put makeup myself, it's because I want to put a makeup. Not because someone is forcing me to put makeup or because I want other people to see me pretty. It's because I want to see me like this. And I really, if I put much, if I put little, it is because that's how I like it. I don't care in reality what other people think about my makeup or if I can paint my hair today or not. This is me. And I accept fully who I am. And more than you accept who you are in that moment, you're actually accepting the older divine part that you have. Remember, Source, God, Factor X, whatever you want to call it, in reality is the same energy. They accept us exactly who we are. The ones that do not accept us, it is ourselves. And more we do this, we're healing our own traumas. Whatever we heard from our mothers, fathers, husbands, friends, siblings, whatever, that they were not accepting us. In reality, they were not accepting themselves. So I recommend that practice because that can change your life. And I'm gonna talk before I do the meditation where we're gonna do the heart and brain coherence. I'm gonna tell you what is this about, why it is important, the heart and brain coherence. There's in Pasadena, California, there's a University of the Heart, and they discovered that the human beings, we don't not only think with our head. They make us think in the programs that we only think with our brain. But in reality, in this university, they discover that the cells of our heart, those are the ones that bring us the emotions. And we feel it with the emotion, and then it goes to the thought. So our heart, it is more important in a way because it's the biggest brain that we have, more than the same cerebral. So if you put attention to that, and we are now, and that's the yin and the yang at the same time. Your head is going to be the male energy, and your female energy is going to be your heart. And when you're doing the balance of the polarities, the union of the polarities, you're unifying your male side and your female side. All females, we have male energy, that is the mechanical, the mind, and our emotional part is our heart. Males have also their female side. All human beings, we have the same thing. But when we're unifying both of them, from that point, we can actually expand, and that's how we can quantum jump. That's how the law of attraction works. Why I mention this? Because we're going to do at the end an exercise to actually really attract the man we want, and first we need to unify those two before we go to that to make coherence with our heart and brain, so we actually can bring what we really want. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of the program that I teach, and then we're gonna do that exercise, so like that we can close with my bonus, that is the how the ritual and how to attract the man of your dreams. Well, in November 9, I'm gonna be teaching I have the path of the I designed it. I am founder of Path of the Heart, that is divided in 3 levels. The third level I give, when after you do the third level, I give the certification of Path to the Heart, so you can be teaching others. And the first level is all this, but we go way more profound than in 3 days. You see, you have all these exercises and so forth. Well, you will have time because it's 12 weeks. It's 1 class a week. And we go way more profound in these classes, in each one of them. Instead of giving you 2 or 3 and it's like trying to compact everything in there, we go a little more slowly, because more that you release and you heal yourself, more that you can have the life that you really wanted. And in this class, you're gonna learn how to be more independent from the emotions of others. You will fall in love with your own life purpose that you have, and the same life. I used to be very depressed. I used to be suicidal depressed. I'm not only talking sad. I'm talking about already imagining or even trying to kill myself. And for this moment, I can tell you that I'm in love with life, and I'm in love with myself. It was a big, big change. When you're trying to kill yourself because you don't love yourself, there is a big, big difference. So you will learn how to do this. This is very helpful for people that are very depressive and they've been years without depression. I know how to handle this because I've been there in the past. I used to take antidepressives, and my life was depending on a pill, or else I would kill myself in that time. That was many years ago. I don't take any antidepressives now. I'm not gonna say that I never go sad, because I'm human. I still have a human experience. But I can learn to honor the emotion and how to let it go, so I don't go in that depression again, that I'm thinking or trying to kill myself ever again, because I'm really in love with life and with human beings, and that's why I do what I do. You will learn how to become free from all the limiting beliefs in these 12 weeks, and all your emotions that have kept you stuck where you really are. You will learn how to reprogram it and how to become actually real friend of the ego, because you're going to do exercises and practice, and we're going to go more profound in meditations and activations. I do light language too, so we're going to be using all those tools. And of course, I am a BQH, that is basically beyond quantum healing, but it is hypnosis and regressions. And I love to work in the theta level because that's the operative system. And in there, that's where we're going to remove many blocks and that we have for a long, long time. You will realize that every act has consequences, and it comes from emotions and how they are stuck in our brain and our subconscious, consciously or subconsciously. They have marked our lives, and how you can remove them if you want to, and how you can anchor at the same time with a technique of NLP, new emotions, so like that you can feel powerful. You will learn how to believe in yourself, how to achieve whatever you decide. I had a gallery for, it's been 23 years. I had 2 art galleries, and I have worked with many artists, and those were musicians, painters, poets, writers, dancers, actors, etc., etc. And that's how actually Jasmine and me we got to know each other. Is a very amazing painter. She is. And when the beginning, when they used to come to my gallery, they did not believe they were artists. Even if they have the certification that they just graduated from the university as an artist, they still do not believe in themselves enough. And that same applies for the actors, the poets, the writers. And I work with them. In that time, I did not knew what I was doing, but I was working with them. I was not a certified coach, and I was not an NLP, and I just do it intuitively as an artist. So they can start learning how to believe in themselves. Come on, guys. I make the National Federation of the Blind have art exhibits, and some of them are exhibiting right now in Italy. They believe in themselves so much that, yeah, the problem was that because I was not a life coach and I was not trained for NLP and all those kind of things, I did not teach them how to control the ego. And some of them, they have the ego so big that I want to talk even to you because they become a big artist or big actors or big musicians and things like that. Now I know better how to teach, how to learn to control your ego, or else you're just becoming a narcissist. But I that's my facility that I've been doing for many years, in people how to believe in themselves, and and to empower yourself. If we run, you will learn how to really come out of the victimhood and become an empowered person that you should be already. If you continue going as a victimhood, you're gonna continue getting sick. You're gonna make people feel pity for you. That pity is very different than having a compassion, and you don't want to wake up the pity of other people for you, neither for yourself. You're gonna learn how to empower yourself, and of course you're gonna go more profoundly than we did in this class. Shame and blame and guilt, because those are very big limitants that the human being have. And it is 12 weeks of instruction. It is going to be one class per week. It is going to be, the class is going to be for 60 minutes. There's going to be a lot of practice and anchoring knowledge, but not like this class that it was a lot of practice and homework every day. This is, you're going to have 1 week to do it. And if you have any questions, usually in my groups, they are very interactive, and they this is the first group that they are not so interactive, but usually my groups are very interactive because we become a community and we're helping each other. Because whatever someone is passing, the other person, it might be passing the same thing, so we're helping each other. We do meditations and activations, and I do use a lot of light language in my activations. I feel like that anchors more the knowledge because they're channeled the majority of the time. Well, obviously the light language is always going to be channeled. And we are going to have a private group, and all that the recordings I'm going to have it in my portal in Kajabi, where you can go back as many times as you want to see the recordings. And the regular price for this class is $999 for the 12 weeks. That in reality, for the 12 weeks, and or you can make payments. But I want to tell you about the early bird. If you sign up before November 7, the class is going to be only $850 for the 12 weeks. One payment only. And if you decide for doing the 3 months, you can have the 3 months plan, and what you have to pay is $370 a month for 3 months. Okay. And I want to hear you before we do the meditation to close. if you have any questions before we... Okay, we're gonna do the heart and coherence meditation, and after that we're gonna do the ritual for attracting your soulmate. And we're gonna close our eyes. We're gonna take a big breath and let it out through your mouth. Again, you're gonna take another big breath. You're gonna take it to your stomach. And you're gonna let it out through your mouth. Again, you're gonna take another big breath and take it to your stomach. And you're gonna let it out through your mouth. Now you're gonna take it to your heart. And now I want you to put your hand in your heart. Let it out. In the next breath, you're gonna take it to your heart. Hold it. Send your awareness to your heart and feel the pulsing of your heart in this moment. And when you exhale, exhale slowly and longer. Again, take it to your heart. Hold it. And when you exhale, exhale longer. And now with your other hand, put your hand in your temple so you can feel the pulsing of your brain or your head. All those veins. Take another big breath. Take it to your temples in your head. And let it out slowly and longer. One more time, you're gonna take another big breath and take it to your head and feel your temples pulsing. And let it out slowly and longer. Now send your awareness to your heart and feel how it's pulsing. And the next breath, you're gonna expand your heart, make the energy bigger and bigger. And now in the next breath, you're gonna take it to your head. I want you to connect not only the brain that thinks, your pineal gland that is in the center of your brain. It's like a little spark, a little light. And expanded all that energy in your brain. Take another big breath and take it to your brain and your awareness to your pineal gland. And expand it out way more. And let's connect in the next breath the heart and the brain energy in this moment, in the here and now. Now that we unified the heart and the brain, the energies of both of them becoming one in this moment, we're gonna connect from our heart like a tube, passing through all our chakras and going down, down, down. Take it to the center of the earth and anchor that energy in there. And breathe that energy of the center of the earth. And pass through your heart and your brain. And now connect it from your chakra, your crown chakra, directly to the central sun. And let those two flow. I want you to think in something, a memory or something that you love completely, unconditionally, that you're not trying to change, that makes you feel so happy and so in love. It can be a memory, a person, a thing. Connect to that memory. And breathe it in. Remember that time, how it feels to feel so much love. When you're not trying to change it, you're just loving. If that thing was, or that memory or person was your favorite fruit or vegetable, how would it taste? If it had an aroma, that memory, person or thing that you love, what aroma will have? And continue breathing. And now I'm gonna do light language to anchor this healing in the here and now. Yama yarama gira ya ya. O Rama Yarama Ayarama Kayarama Arama Yarama Kamaya O Rama Yarama O Rama Yarama Karaya Uraya Kayama Kayama Ra Yarama Yaraya Raya Maraya Rama Yaramaka O Ramaya O Ramaya Ramaya Rama O Ramayara Arayamaka Yaramaka Rayakaka O Ramayara Mayara Maka O Ramayara Yara Mama O Ramaya O Ramaya O Take a big breath. Let it out. We thank all the beings of light for being here, for our higher selves and oversoul and source and Mother Gaia. We thank them for being here. And thank you for anchoring this healing in the here and now. And thank you for anchoring our heart and our brain to Source and Gaia and ourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. Now bring you back yourself to your body and stretch your arms and your hands and move them, and whenever you're ready, open your eyes. The next part of this is the last part, guys. This is the ritual how to attract the male that your soulmate that you actually really want. Every time I have done this, it works. But when I did it the last time, all the times, in fact, in the past, I did not know the last part. And that's what, after knowing the last part of this ritual, that I'm going to give you the whole thing, it really transformed how I even is waiting for him. Because I know he's going to arrive. I know he's close by. I can feel him. You're going to write in your journal, with all the details, how do you want your next relationship? How tall he is, how smart he is, how do you want to be treated, how romantic he is, he's nice to you, and be honest. Put everything in there. Don't forget to be calm and peaceful, whatever you desire. It might be several pages that you do. Be honest and just put it down there in your journal. And after you finish doing that, believe me, mine is about 5 pages long. Now you're gonna close your eyes and imagine that now you're gonna write, if you were him, what he would like in a woman. How he wanted a woman that be smart, that treat him, that be romantic, to listen to him, whatever. You imagine you're putting the shoes of him. You're connecting with him in the moment you're writing what he would like in a woman. Don't try to put, if he like red, if I like red, he have to like red. No, you're thinking of him, not you. You have your own list. This is his list. And now, after you finish doing that, what he would like, now, are you a match to him? If you're not a match to him, that usually at the beginning is not, those things you have to work with yourself. So like that you can be matched to your true soulmate. And hey, you can do this. You can be a match for your true soulmate. And it may require some personal work. You have the tools, or you have the option also of my class that you have more tools. So choose and write down. It always work. Don't forget anything. And thank you very much. This is Monica Ramirez, Warrior of Love.